Welcome to Not a Great Whisperer podcast. This is your host, Katy Ray. I am joined by Ms.Patricia Brown today. I met Patricia through Edie Darling, Ambassador of Peace, for a just introduction to really talk about Patricia's mission, her Rise Up for Peace initiative and community built project, right?
Yes.
And we love to have you on the show. And
Thank you.
I'm really excited for you to discuss your mission. I want you to really tell your story of how you got started. There was a walk in January,
Mm-hmm.
And you teamed up with the Tampa Bay Police Department.
Yes.
And the mayor.
Yes.
And how was that turnout for you?
Oh, it turned out wonderful. It was more people than we expected. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. So if you want to go into how this started, maybe just how everything kind of started for you.
It started one day I got a phone call from Chief Dugan to do a press conference, for me to come down and do a press conference. And I told him, yes, I would come, and do it. come, but not knowing that I had to speak.
Oh.
So it took me by surprise. But anyways.
In the press conference you had to. Oh.
Yes.
You're like, thanks for the heads up.
Right. So, but it had been since my son had got killed March the 21st, 2020. And right after he got killed, a couple of months after that, it just laid in my heart for me to do something in honor of him. And I didn't know, at first I didn't know what it was. And then as the days go by, weeks went by, that's what it was. So when I did the press conference with Chief Dugan, I asked him, told him that it was something on my heart, it was real heavy on my heart that I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to go about doing it. And then when I told him about what I wanted to do, was like doing a peace walk, a walk in honor of all the parents that's going through the same thing that I was going through.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know how to go about doing it. And they was like, we will help you. We have all the resources. We will help you. And that's where we started from there. Yes. And I ended up meeting Edie. Perfect. Wonderful.
Oh,
wonderful.
She's wonderful. Yes.
Oh, yes. She's been helping me along the way, even with the police department and, all the officials. Everybody been wonderful.
Yeah.
We did our first walk in January. I wasn't expecting no more than at least my guess, about 50 or 60 people. It ended up being almost, over 200 people.
That's so amazing.
Yes, with the mayor, city councils, chief, a couple of police officer captains, majors, Major Johnson,
Wow.
the Gattos. It was Edie came. It was nice. It turned out perfect. It was wonderful.
So this will be a year ago in April?
March will be
a year.
March the 21st will be a year. Yes.
Okay. And when everything happened, how was that? How did everything kind of evolve? When did you get the news? When?
I got the news. It happened, like I said, March the 21st, around about 10:30 at night. Actually, that evening my mom a birthday party at my house before she was turning 86. And my baby girl had took my son, Devontae, to work. But he ended up coming back home, so he had hurt himself on the job. And he was like, well, how did you get home? He said, I got home from my coworker, just dropped off up the street. And when another friend seen him limping, but he was going to get in the car with somebody else, and he gave him his scooter to come, because he was like limping real bad, couldn't hardly walk. So he like, Mom, I'm just going to take him his scooter back, because I think he's going to came back, but I'll be right back. And I'm like, okay. And I said, go take Grandma home, and I'll be right back. My mom stayed no more 5 minutes away from where I live.
From where you are.
And not even 5 minutes from where I live. Right, that's like across the street.
Yeah.
And by the time I got back, I was like, Devontae ain't got back yet. So let me go jump in the shower before he come in, because I know how he is. Right, because he'll take a suck up all the hot water. So as I was getting in the shower, I kept this knock on my door like a bam. I'm like, well, who in the heck is this? Now, nobody ain't calling me to say
I'm coming
they was
over.
coming over.
Yeah.
So there was a bam, bam, bam. So I looked out my bathroom window and I didn't see no car I recognized. I didn't see nobody a person that I recognized. So I didn't pay no attention. So all I heard a bam, 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 bam at the door again. They were calling my name. So I looked out at the window again, and I seen it was a young man. He was calling my name. So I got in the shower, and I covered up, and I went to the door, and I asked him what was wrong. And he was like, Ms. Trish, Devontae just got shot. I'm like, no, baby, Devontae didn't get shot. I said, he just literally just went that way. He's going to take the scooter back, and he'll be right. Say he'll come right back. He was like, Ms. Trish, I'm telling you, Devontae just got shot. They just came through the shooting, and he just got shot. I'm like, no, baby, I must be talking about another Devontae, because my baby couldn't have got shot, because he just literally just went that way. He just walked, it wasn't even 5 minutes. He just walked off from me. And when the look on his face and how he broke down, I just lost it. I just wouldn't blink. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, they took him to the hospital. We on our way to the hospital. He jumped in his car and he left. And I just fell in the middle of my living room floor, and I just started screaming and just started crying. And I said, I got to call something. And I was like, no, not my baby, not my baby. It couldn't be my baby. He just walked away from me. And I just said, you know what? I said, I stopped praying. I said, Lord, just give me the strength to be able to get up, to call somebody, because I know I won't be able to drive nowhere, to drive myself nowhere. Yeah. So I called my kids, and I told them what had happened. They were like, no, Monte at work. I'm like, no, Monte came home. They're like, you were going back and forth. Like, no, this can't be. So my son he came to the house. He was like, hi, come to the house. He was like, Monte got shot. I said, Monte was shot. I said, I just can't drive. And they was like, they just, lost it. It just like.
How did you know what hospital to go to? Is it the closest one?
Because they told me they had took him to Tampa General.
The young boy?
The young boy had told me they took him to Tampa General, yes.
Devontae's the youngest?
Yes. I have 6 kids, and he's the youngest, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry to make you like.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. I got to the hospital. I walked in, and I told them who I was and what I was coming for. And the doctor and the nurse came out, and they told me they'd be back. She said, well, we're going to put you in a room and talk to you. And I'm like, okay, but how's my baby? We're going to put you in a room. We're going to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I'm thinking, because everybody kept saying, he's going to be fine, that he's okay. That's what the word I was getting. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he's fine. Okay, they're going to come back and tell me that they're working on him, that, he's going to pull through or whatever. By the time I went outside, because they asked me to get who all I want to get in the room, take with me. So I went outside, I got my kids. And as we were turning around to walk back in, I was walking in front of them. When I seen the doctor, the nurse, the police officer, and the chaplain, I just threw my hands up and I started walking backwards like, no, y'all can't tell me that my baby gone. No. And
nightmare.
He never even had a chance. He was already gone. From my understanding, from when he got hit by the bullet, it already went straight to his heart and blew his heart out. The type of bullet that it was some kind of blue tip, hollow point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he never did have a chance.
And during your grieving, because you'll always be grieving, it's your baby.
Yes.
Did you notice that there's so many other parents that have experienced this, and how many lives you've touched along the way, and how heartbreaking that is for you because you were in it?
Yeah, I always say, we see a parent going through losing a child, I used to always say, pray and say, I don't want my kids to bury me. I don't want to bury my kids. And you should see some friends I know that have lost kids, their kids to the same thing about that, or just being sick. Yeah. And it's heartbreaking to see them go through. And I always just say, I don't want to be in that front line. That front line is being that front row. Yeah. In the church or wherever
Knowing what that feels
yes,
like. Yep.
didn't want to know that, but now that I'm going through the same thing, I understand what they're going through, and I feel their pain. Everybody's pain is different, but
Oh, yeah.
I feel their pain, and there's something that this is a pain
Never goes away.
that never goes away. This is a pain. They say a toothache is the worst pain that it is. I'd rather have a toothache all day than have this pain that I have. Because some days I could be fine. I could be talking to you right now, and the next minute I just break down because that's just how it is. I could be fine, laughing, talking, and I just all of a sudden it'll hit me, and there I go back in my mode again. And it just the other day I was cleaning up, and I was in the bathroom cleaning up. And I just started screaming and just started crying and just broke down and crying all day because I think about him all the time. Wow. I mean, he's constantly on my mind.
Of course.
He was my baby. Yeah. He was my aggravation.
He was all that.
Yes,
yeah, he was.
Yes, because he was singing that mama song all day long. Is you okay? Is you all right? I love you. I want to aggravate. I'm like, boy, please go ahead on. But if I could just bring that all back, I would.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, it's.
Your strength is very inspiring.
Thank you.
And I love that you're bringing Devontae here today to talk about him. Yes. Were all the brothers and sisters there when you got the news? Did you have to make another phone call to a brother or sister?
Yes, I actually did. I had to. Well, I have an older son that's in prison, so I had to call there
to tell him.
And just to tell him, and I wish I could have been there to tell him, hold him, hug him, because just to hear him cry and him break down was another heartbreaking moment. It's then to watch my grandkids that he was crazy about, all his nieces and nephews.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So I have my 5-year-old granddaughter. She comes, she's like, Grandma. I'm like, yes. I call her, her name is Harmony, but I call her Sugar. And I'm like, yes, baby. And she like, I miss my Uncle Bonte because he'll be here, he'll be playing with us, and he'll be laughing with us. And she said, I just miss him. I just miss seeing him. I said, yeah, baby, I know. We all miss him. I said, but I guess the best part about that is that he's smiling down on us, and letting us know that he's okay. Mm-hmm. He's all right, watching over us. Yeah, but Grandma, I just want him to come back from heaven and come back with us, to be with us again. I'm like, we will.
That's hard.
Yes. And that when she said that, I had to walk away.
That's
and
so
I
good
went
they
in the
can talk
bathroom
to you.
I had to break down, But
stay strong for her, but at the same time. But that's so good they can come to you and talk to you just about how they're feeling about it, because knowing that you do it all day, every day. But from the pain and the grieving every day, you've created this community and other communities to reach out and find answers, because for you, somebody saw something, right?
Yes.
Right? And you're just trying to tell them, like, you have the strength of a community behind you, like, come forward.
Correct.
Right? Just like, here we are teaming with the police. Like, we're here to protect you. Like, we want you to just come forward so we can, it's never going to stop you're never going to not miss him. That's not going to happen. Right. You just want some type of closure with what happened. So when the officers started talking with you, did you talk with them about, like, reaching out to the community before Chief Dugan reached out for that press conference that he threw you in front of everyone to speak at?
We did it after the press conference. After we did the press conference, and we were sitting back in the office, and we was talking, and it's like, and I turned around like, y'all know what? It's just something that was laying on my heart that I want to do something. Do something. I said, but I just don't know the means of going by, doing it.
Yep.
And I expressed to them what I wanted to do, and they were like, "No problem. When you want to do it." I'm like, and I looked like them, like, okay.
You're like, oh, okay, tomorrow, okay.
But I was like right now, and they were like, "No problem. Just give us a couple of weeks or so to get everything together, and you got whatever it is that you want, Ms. Patricia. You got it." And from then on, this was where I'm at now. With it. I mean, it's just like mind blowing, because I say, even with the first walk,
Yeah.
For that many people to come out, it just like I said, I wasn't expecting no more like 50 or 60 people, and it was over 200 people. But, yes, and
how powerful.
Yes, and
and you had the police department, and you had the mayor.
Yes, I had the police
and the community.
Yes, in the community, and then it was like.
And when I say community, not just this specific neighborhood, I'm talking about all communities everywhere, yes. coming together. Just
yes. I mean, if I can, I know it's going on everywhere. And if I could go to other counties, cities, and talk to people, get the same thing, get the joy. That's what I wanted, because it's heartbreaking to even every day you hear about somebody. Some days I hear about it and I just cry.
Oh yeah.
And I don't just cry for my son. I cry for them too, because I know their pain and I know what they're going through. And it's just like every day you hear something about somebody else that got killed, senseless killings, just.
Yeah.
For no reason at all. Just, I don't know.
Yeah. And your next walk is in March.
Yes, it's March the 20th.
Saturday.
On Saturday, yes.
And where?
It's going to be called Robles Park for, what is that, Central Avon.
Yep.
Avon, and it's going from 12 to 4.
Okay.
We're going to do the walk, and then we're going to have a fun day afterwards. We're going to have games, and stuff like that. Kickball.
Yeah. You're creating awareness while creating community at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's going to be that, for that day. Then the next one we're going to have.
And you set it up with the police department to make sure you both are there.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Yes.
And let's talk about how many. I mean, you're sharing the story. You're getting the word out. How many parents have reached out to you? Like an amount where you can't even keep track, where you've kind of been. I have
a couple parents that have reached out to me, and some of them I know personally. Yeah. So we talk on a daily basis, or whatever. But I'm just trying to get more to come. And some that want to, but are afraid to. But like I told them, don't be afraid. Mm-hmm. You can't be afraid. This is your child you lost. We have to be the voice for them. Mm-hmm. They are no longer here. So we have to stand up. I'm not backing down I'm not up from no one. I'm not scared. It doesn't matter. That's my child that y'all took away from me. I'm fighting for him. Not only just him. For anyone else that don't want to come out and fight for this, I'll fight for them too.
Strength of mamas. So your whole family was there, your community that you've built, but then new faces. So, I mean, like, how does that feel when you started this as just a conversation and then you see all these new faces coming in, walking with you? I mean, how is...
It feels great.
Yeah.
It feels wonderful, because not in a million years I thought that I'm not a talker.
And you're on a podcast right now. This is wonderful.
I'm not a talker. I know. I'm laid back. I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
But just like out and doing stuff like meet and greet people like that. Mm-hmm. Oh no, that wasn't me. But
you're like, I'll wave from over here.
Right. But I always said, God, it was something that I said, God knows always, because like I said, in a couple of months that I was going through trying to figure out what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I also just wake up in the middle of the night like, God, there's something that you want me to do. I don't know what it is, but show me the way and show me what it is that you want me to do. And
this is it.
And this is it.
And you're like, okay, I don't want to speak, but I will. Okay, if I have to do this again.
This is what it is, so I got to be
I'll
obedient.
make myself uncomfortable for you.
Right.
It is, though. I think just when we were connected, I was like, so much power in your story as a mom, but just as a person, just listening to you talk about your son is heartbreaking, but also really, really powerful. Because you're now gathering all these people to really create this sense of safety net for people to come forward, to talk about what they're going through or see, or, to really just feel okay. And I think you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And from here, it just starts getting more speaking engagements for you. Right. And you're like, no, thank you. Right. But maybe Chief Dugan didn't tell you it was a press conference because he knew you didn't want to speak in front of people, but you had to do it. But it's it's a beautiful thing to see. And your children are watching this for their brother, so, and your grandkids for their uncle. And that's just a huge thing.
Like I said, when I went to the press conference and I looked, I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all ain't got me down here to speak. And they're like, yeah.
I'm here to support you, but I'm not here
I got to speak. They're like, yeah. I said, oh, y'all tricked me. Y'all set me up for this. Y'all didn't tell me all this. But I did it. I did it.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful that you did do it because you're like, something I got to do. Thank you. I prayed about this and now I'm here. But what are some of your goals for the Rise Up for Peace movement? What do you see?
My goals are to reach as many people, especially young people. That's going to let them know that it's more to the streets than just hanging out. Try to give them resources to try. I know sometimes it's hard out there to get a job or whatever. But I know it's a lot of them that's out there too that wants to do good, do better, but they don't try so hard and they've been let down so much till they give up. And I have to let them know they don't have to give up. You can't give up. I know how it is. I've been there. So, and I speak from what I've been through too. You don't give up. I mean, it's something out there. You try to get kind of resources too to help them if they want to go back to school. I want to do that. Or they want to find jobs. They try to help do whatever I can to help out, to let them know that there's more of than just the streets and the gun violence or whatever it is. That it's more to life than that, and it's better. I mean, on this side, that's what I always say. This side than the streets. I mean, and that, like I said, I know it's a lot of them that want to, but just don't know how to go about or go to that
put
person.
Themselves out there.
Yes, and put it. So this is my goal. This too is what I want to do, and it's not about no snitch, no tell thing. It's about if you see something, say something. Because just as well as it was me or my child, it could have been you with your one of your family members. So
speak up.
Speak up. And it's just that's the hardest part for me that that so many people know but won't say anything because they're afraid or just don't want to say nothing because like I say, the no snitch policy that they have.
Yep. But I think it's amazing that you teamed up with the police department to really show that unity of like, we have to work together. Like, this is what we have to do together. You need to protect us. We need to let you know what's going on. Right. Like that's huge. I think just your voice next to them.
Yes.
It really is. And they need you. They need you to speak up and tell them, you can come to the police. You can talk to them what's going on. Like, this is what we have to do at this point.
I mean, even if they don't want to go to the police, I have my number out there. They could call me. They could talk.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Just talk to someone if you want. If you want to talk. You don't actually have to go to the police if you don't want to. I mean, like I said,
and you put yourself out there so they can have that middle ground to come to you first.
Right.
And that's important. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to, right?
No.
Yeah. I don't have to, but again, I prayed about this.
Right.
So now your goal for the next walk is, of course, like double the amount of people, create more awareness, get everybody to get shirts because I'm going to get one. And it's Saturday from 12 to 4. Robles, Robles.
Yes.
Robles Park. I always have to see the word. It's really awkward. You're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I have this weird brain where I'm like, is that the one? And you're going to, again, collaborate with the police department and the mayor, right? The mayor's office. You work directly with
yes.
With the mayor's office to loop it.
Janelle.
Yeah. So they help you with really getting the word out too, right?
Yes.
That's really good. And your Facebook page.
Yes.
Which is doing awesome now. You have a lot of great videos to get the background of why you started. That's how I got to know a lot of what was going on. And really just your initiative to just stop the killing, right?
Yes.
That's it. You don't want someone to feel the emptiness that you felt and feel. So, and that's another just inspiring thing from my mom, is how it feels and you don't ever want someone else to feel it.
No. No, I mean, like I say, this pain, it's the worst pain.
It's
ever.
ongoing.
It's ongoing, and it's the worst thing. Pain, like I said, pain in it. Like I say again, I keep saying that, like I said.
Yeah.
But I will have a toothache all day long. That deal with this pain I have to deal with every day too. So I mean, yes, it's something that I won't want no one to go through.
And what do you think Devontae would say to you right now?
What that boy would say?
Because he's funny.
He would be like, "Mom, really? Really? Yeah, listen, boy, don't tell me what to do." But he'll be, "I love you, Mom." That's his words all day long. "Mom, you okay? Mom, I love you. Mom, I love you. I love you too, Vontae. I love you. You straight? You okay? You good? You good? Yes, Mom."
Always checking in on you.
Yes, Mom. I said, "Boy, if you say that song one more time, I'm going to change my name." But like I say, if I could just bring that to hear all that again,
I know.
Yes, it's be music to my ears.
Yeah, I know. Well, anything else you'd like to say to the community out there?
The only thing I want to say is please, I beg, I plead, let's please stop this nonsense of killing one another for no reason at all, for over whatever it is that don't even make no sense, because you're not only just hurting the family that you're killing, but you hurt your own family too as well, because now you're destroying your life. You're already destroying somebody else's own. Mm-hmm. And I just want to put an end to it. I mean, it needs to stop. I mean, it's just heartbreaking every day that you have to wake up and hear, or you look on your phone, and it be mostly somebody you know. And there's a lot of them that I know a lot of them. Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of them I know, Some of them was to my house when my son got killed. And some of them just got killed right after he died. So it's heartbreaking. It's
no more.
Just no more, please. I just beg and I just plead. Let's stop. Let's get together as a community and love each other instead of killing each other. That's what we need. More love.
Yeah, more love.
We need more love. That's what we need.
Do you feel like this is creating more resources too for the community outlets? Anything that it's creating awareness for?
Yes.
To stop that? Oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good. I mean, you're doing everything you can, and it's a beautiful thing. You're a beautiful human. Thank you so much for being on Not a Great Whisperer. Rise Up for Peace movement. Find on Facebook. You can find it through my page. The next walk is March 20th. This will be released before that. March 20th, Saturday, 12 to 4, Robles Park. Please join Ms.Patricia and her movement with all of the other people behind her as well. But you are wonderful. I really appreciate you joining. See, it got pretty comfortable by the end, right? You're like, let's see, we're comfortable. Let's keep going. We're going to keep trying. You're like, love this. No audience. Just us. You're like, I'm comfortable.
Look, I don't hold on to the mic. I got comfortable now.
We are at BK and Creative in Ybor City. We are at The Real K-Ray, at Not a Great Whisperer Podcast, and katyray.com. You can find all of these links to Rise Up for Peace. And we are just so honored to have you on our show.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Ms. Patricia.
It was an honor being here. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. We thank you for being here. So that's it.
Yeah.
How'd it feel?
Wonderful.
Okay, good. Thank you, everyone.